Alrighty, folks, that was one heck of a virtual keynote. If you can hear me, can you just say hell yeah or yes, or we can hear you in the chat window? I just want to make sure the audio is coming across properly. All right, great. Okay. And with me is the wonderful, awesome, fantastic Allison Johnson. In this session, we're going to go ahead and learn a little bit about AWS's innovation around the future, around marketplaces. Thank you to AWS for sponsoring this event. Allison, how's it going? Welcome to this event.
Well, thanks so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Super. All right, let's kick this stuff off by tell us a little bit about you, your background, your new role. Fill us in.
Yes, I'd love to. So hi, everyone. My name is Allison Johnson. I've been with AWS 8.5 years. I started my AWS career back in 2016 as the third hire on the Marketplace channel team, when we had no channel partners, no programs, no features, and no revenue. I have always been in tech and spent most of my career working at startups. I came back to work in 2016 at AWS after taking time off to be with my young family, and I figured that I would be with the company about 1 to 2 years and then work again at a startup, as that was where I felt I learned the most and drove the most impact. I realized quickly after joining AWS that Marketplace was on to something unique and that I might want to stay for a while. Back in 2016, our average customer was an IT manager with a credit card who bought a few licenses of a security product at full price on Marketplace. And when they wanted something in volume, they left us to buy direct from the vendor. In 2017, we had a customer ask us to create a 1-year subscription for one of our security ISVs. That turned into our first private offer. And right after that, we learned from our ISVs that while they liked the private offer functionality, they couldn't use it if we didn't make it available to their channel partners, as they were an extension of their sales teams. We also heard from customers that they wouldn't use Marketplace unless they could buy from their channel partners or trusted advisors. About that time, I was the first channel account manager on the team. I managed Presidio and a few other small partners, and I was given 5 headcount to build the channel account management team. After hiring the team, we divided up the top resellers among the 6 of us and started recruiting them to become the first channel partners on Marketplace. Because we had only operated in a direct model, it was not easy getting channel partners to call us back, and we had to earn the trust of every channel partner and get them to work with us. It was an exciting time. We had a dedicated engineering team alongside of us to help build the channel features, and it was a lot of fun. We launched our first channel feature, Channel Partner Private Offers, in 2018. We stumbled a few times at launch to get the model right, and it took us a while to get CPPO fully automated. But once that was done and we got into a rhythm with our engineering team, we settled into a cadence of releasing major features like professional services, distributor seller of record, buy with AWS, and less prominent but still very important features like future date agreements, resale for professional services, and CPPO custom payment schedules. And the business took off. I'm sure most of you have seen the number of ISVs that have driven $1 billion on Marketplace, and Presidio just became our first $1 billion channel partner. While I spent a lot of time with channel partners while I was at Marketplace, I spent just as much, if not more time with ISVs, as both are obviously needed to drive a channel business. That experience, working with ISVs over 7 years, helped to prepare me for the role I'm in today, overseeing AWS's America's Technology Partner Team. The team I manage now is responsible for accelerating innovation and revenue across industries and supporting ISVs at all stages, from startups to the world's largest software companies on AWS. Specifically, we recruit, develop, and scale co-sell and co-build relationships with top-tier and emerging ISVs across the Americas region. And we work cross-functionally across AWS sales, solution architecture, and field leadership to amplify the reach and success of AWS's most important ISV partners. I am excited and humbled to be in this role at this time, managing this team of partner development managers. I love to learn and build, and I and my team now have the opportunity to help our ISVs not only build new businesses with AWS, but also integrate GenAI capabilities into their product portfolios, empowering them to innovate and stay competitive in this rapidly evolving landscape. It's a great time, an awesome place to work, and it's still day one.
Well, that's great. I mean, it sounds like you've seen it all. And typically what happens is when people go through a lot of building, they're managing the whole thing. So it's no surprise that you're managing the whole thing. I guess, what's one thing that you really enjoyed through this journey before we get to like the next segment, part of the program?
I love that question. One thing I really enjoyed through this journey is the fact that, like I said, I had always worked at startups because I always wanted to wear multiple hats to learn the most that I could. And at AWS, every year was so different. You know, you kind of assess like your goals for the year, what you're going to do, how you're going to evolve your team. Some things have changed, some things worked but didn't pan out. So you kind of dial down certain things. You come up with new think big ideas about where you want to go and set out a plan at the beginning of the year. And so while it might seem working at the marketplace team could have been repetitive or the same thing, it was always different, always exciting and unique. I think primarily because we didn't have a playbook, we didn't have anyone to copy, we were the first to market. And so, you know, fraught with uncertainty, but also huge wins. It's always been just a really cool experience working here.
Yeah, no, I'll double click on that because of all the work that we've done as partnership leaders with AWS. One thing we enjoy the most is how quickly you get into market. You're like, hey, let's discuss, decide in market, and then we'll figure the rest out. So it's been great working with you all. Tell us a little bit about the big themes that you're seeing and the shift that you're seeing right now. I'm sure like that in this new role, you're looking at over the entire. You get a lot of feedback from the field. So it'd be great to get some color on that.
Yeah, there's a few things I'd like to talk about. Channel growth, buy with AWS and some of our new buyer journeys, evolution of our SaaS program, and product-led growth trends. So channel growth is a huge theme for us. We were the first marketplace with a channel partner route to market. Yep. Some industry analysts predict that half of revenue on marketplaces will be done using channel partners on behalf of their end customers by the year 2026. And we've been at the forefront of channel partner innovation since 2018. What has made us unique is our unrelenting focus on translating partner and customer feedback into features. We launched CPPO back in 2018, followed by professional services in 2020, based on feedback from our channel partners that they wanted to sell their professional services on Marketplace. With the launch of professional services, our customers could acquire all of their software and services from one place. And once we had our partners using CPPO and selling their professional services, we began to consider how we could add another key partner to the equation, distributors. Distributors are really important to some of our largest ISVs as they're moving over to Marketplace. And our smallest ISVs are looking for an easy way to tap into a new source of revenue growth. So in 2023, we launched DSOR, or the Distributor Seller of Record. It was pioneered by one of our partners, Carahsoft, and it became a highly adopted feature of many of AWS's distributors. DSOR helps ISVs expand into new seller of record areas and extend payment terms. It's a great feature for our distributors, as many of them are already cloud native resellers of AWS, and this feature helped them round out their AWS services. With Marketplace being the first route to market as preferred by many of our partners, it's only natural that we would incorporate market listings into many of our traditional service consoles to extend reach of Marketplace to more of our customers. And we also released Partner Connections last year, as much of my previous time on the Marketplace team was spent matchmaking ISVs and consulting partners at our Executive Briefing Center. And we now have an automated way to do that through Partner Connections. So that's one theme. Emerging and growth of channel partners on Marketplace and the many features we built for that. A second theme is buy with AWS. Yep. So similar to how Amazon.com started offering third-party websites the ability to sell Amazon.com listings, we launched Buy with AWS last year to enable channel partners and ISVs the ability to sell their listings on their web properties and eliminate the need from the Marketplace website and be routed away from their website. Buy with AWS had over 58 launch partners, a really large launch, and it appeals to all partner types of AWS. ISVs use it to sell more of their listings on Marketplace by incorporating Buy with AWS and Try Free with AWS buttons to their websites. And it allows customers to subscribe to their Marketplace products using their AWS accounts on co-branded procurement pages. Our distributors use it in a different way. They use it as a discovery tool. They use the Discovery API to automatically retrieve and display discounted ISV listings to their downstream sellers on their own procurement platforms they're authorized to resell. And channel partners with highly trafficked catalog websites use Buy with AWS to showcase AWS Marketplace listings and design curated storefronts utilizing the AWS Marketplace catalog, enabling their customers to search product listings from AWS Marketplace on their website, filter products, and request custom pricing. So that was a really cool feature that we released last year at reInvent, and we continue to build on that.
I would say that the minute partner connections went up, there was a lot of interest, even within our community, of not like some AWS news definitely makes a lot of noise inside of PL, but that definitely made a lot of noise around people just being excited to connect with each other through an environment that you all set up.
Yeah, I think it's really great that we've been able to kind of offer our curated channel partner list to ISVs in a self-service automated way. It's a great tool to help with that channel matchmaking as ISVs are looking for like a security reseller in Germany or something, right? Yep. So it's been really helpful. Yeah, I agree.
All right, tell us about
that. Another theme is our new SaaS program. So that was launched late last year, and we updated the AWS Marketplace SaaS policy to further enhance our offerings and bring even greater selection and choice to our customers. So effective May 1st, which was just 5 days ago of 2025, our new SaaS policy went into effect. SaaS products, regardless of whether they're deployed on AWS, can now be listed in AWS Marketplace. Current SaaS products eligible for commitment spend retirement are now badged in Marketplace. So if you look on some of the most trafficked listings, you can see deployed in AWS as a badge alongside free trial and some of the other badges that we have. This offers customers more choice as they search for the right software for their businesses. And in addition, customers receive benefits for solutions that are deployed 100% on AWS. If you're an ISV and you'd like to learn more information on how to get a badge on Marketplace, reach out to me or the team at Tackle, and we can provide you with more information.
Sounds like you're like, everybody come list, but then the people that are built on us get a little bit more special treatment. So it's totally fair.
Yeah, and they're required to submit foundational technical architectures for review by our engineering team. We have GenAI tools that speed up that process, but it needs to be running in the 2 planes of AWS to qualify for a badge. So it's a process that we've been going through in helping our ISVs get there this year.
Super. All right, let's talk about PLG.
Okay, so product-led growth. So as we continue to mature, we really kind of started out with the product-led growth when we didn't have private offer functionality back in 2016. And as we added private offers, we kind of built a lot of functionality in that direction, and we're coming back full circle. So we're focused on evolving Marketplace to meet customers where they are and transform their experience by continuing to look for ways to support their product-led growth and help our buyers' desires to try and buy software in a fast, secure, and scaled fashion. So some of the features that support this are request demos, private offers, SaaS free trials, SaaS quick launch. And these features are designed for our buyers to more readily self-serve their needs and access critical software at the speed of the cloud. So you can see our product-led growth features as you scan our catalog and you compare different listings to each other. It's a really great way to get customers to kind of self-serve your product and entice them to try it out on Marketplace. One other thing I'd like to mention is our increasing use of GenAI technology to automate processes that used to take a while. So one example of this is the ticketing system we have with our managed catalog operations team, our MCO team. What used to be manual answers from people monitoring a ticket queue that would take hours or days to get back to get back to our sellers on questions about their listings or questions they had about AWS is all handled now through a Gen AI tool, and is very easy to get your answers back really quickly. And it's shortened a lot of time for our sellers to get answers to their questions, but also shortened a lot of that operational burden on our side and manual process for the ISVs and our sellers. So that's been a huge win for us. We're committed to developing and using more and more Gen AI automation to provide faster response times and streamline manual processes for our partners.
Super. So, one of the questions that I always get, even for inside of our community, is like, what does good look like? Like, how do I become the best, right? And so I'm sure people that are in the audience are thinking, okay, today, what does good look like, and how do I become the best, right? So what's your advice for the leaders and the in the audience thinking, what does good partnering with AWS look right now?
Yeah. So some of the best practices, co-selling is a sales motion for AWS and our partners, and they work together on opportunity at an end customer. And I'm always asked this. I do this week, I have 4 EBC visits, so I'm always in talking to partners, which I loved, but that's part of my job. And some of the best practices for co-sell success always comes up in these meetings. So as everyone knows, our sales teams, they have existing relationships with customers. It's important to understand their goals. They're incentivized to drive marketplace to retire their quota. So they're a great resource to tap into, but how do you do that? We have a tool called ACE, or our AWS Customer Engagements Tool, and it's a system that's used for our partners to share leads with AWS reps and vice versa. And it enables us to scale with our partners. So it's important to understand how ACE works because it is the tool that is used here. Some of the things that our field can help partners with once they've received some ACE opportunities or shared them with you and you start working together on deals with our reps are, number one, deal acceleration. So our customers are typically the IT and procurement personas, and our reps can help with introductions, alignment, and strategy to accelerate your deal cycles. Number two, account expansion. So mapping of strategic account contacts with introductions and support for expansions into new business units, and elevating the conversation to global decision makers. Sharing account intelligence, even where the AWS account manager cannot directly influence, sharing account dynamics can help you be successful. And 4, our reps have access to funding or AWS credits that can be used to offset the cost of AWS usage in your proof of concept and migrations. Here are ways on the opposite side that the AWS field can't help sellers. Cold introductions. Our account teams, they want to recommend solutions that align to customer needs, and asking them for a cold intro based purely on a generic value statement for your solution, those are less successful. Competitive RFPs. So if you're in a competitive RFP, AWS is often asked to remain neutral in these situations, and we will not be able to help you until you're selected or the customer explicitly asks us to engage. And 3 is confidential information. We take customer confidentiality very seriously. We're never able to share confidential customer information such as AWS service spent or current projects. Does that make sense? Very
interesting. There's no wonder, like, when I asked an AWS rep to sell some PL memberships, they say, you can't do it, All right, so what else are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so another question that I get a lot at the, as I'm meeting with partners across the street is, how do I build a successful business on Marketplace? Like, what are the characteristics I have to have? What kind of, resources do I have to have? How do I get up and running as fast as possible? I think what's interesting in the time that I've been here, it's, it used to take a long time for ISVs to get on board, channel partners to get on board. And now it's like people are ready to engage, they're ready to get going. So some of the traits that our top sellers exhibit, obviously, first, you want to have top marketplace selection. You want to make sure you have the right products on Marketplace. Putting a marketing placeholder and not listing your top products will not get great results on the return on your investment. Operational excellence, you want to make sure you have somebody on your team that can serve as the operations person to help you run the back office operations of the marketplace business. This is typically, helping with reporting, driving private offers, GTM campaigns, can take on the role of enablement and internal education. Make sure you have onboarded into the right AWS partner programs. So you've opted into our seller terms, you've done your foundational technical review, you have a badge, you're in the Accelerate program, you know how ACE works, as mentioned earlier. All of this, depending upon your speed, can take less than, 45, 90 days. It can be done on your own or through a partner, just like Tackle, who has lots of skills in this area. Committing to marketplace revenue is another key component that I see top sellers do with us. So as a part of their ongoing business plan with AWS, many of our top partners create a marketplace revenue goal that they strive for. It can be direct, or if the seller is channel first, those ISVs typically work with channel partners on their goals on marketplace. Sales alignment is critical. If you do all the things I've talked about and you don't enable your sales team, all the work can be derailed. It is important that you educate your reps, your customers, and your channel partners that you're on marketplace. Advise your reps to bring up marketplace early and often in their deals so the customers know that this is an option for them. Comp neutrality is critical, and many of our top ISVs go comp positive and incentivize their sales reps on marketplace, and some go comp positive with their channel partner reps. And enablement is always ongoing. It's a constant process, and it's critical as traditional procurement ages out, and we are all going after this new procurement buyer that is accustomed to buying their clothes, cars, and everything online. They're digital first, digital only. They don't want to talk to a salesperson. They don't want to buy white labeled solutions. They do their own research, and they're subscription consumption friendly. Marketplaces have increasingly become their preferred way to acquire software and services, and it's important for your reps to know that this is becoming a new route to market for all customers.
So, Allison, this was a new one for me. So if people are actually putting marketplace revenue goals in their business plans, right, which I think is signals a true commitment from them, I guess, what percent, if you're able to share this, like what percentage of the business plans that you've seen actually have that goal in there?
Oh gosh, I don't know the answer to that, to be honest, right. Because we have, on my team, most of my ISVs have a business plan, and not all of them have a marketplace goal. So I don't know the answer to that. I would say that, it's definitely commonplace now as, with the evolution of badging, with our marketplace everywhere, theme at AWS, like it's always in the conversation, but like actually, committing to a goal is a bigger step.
Yeah. Because to me, it's like if I was on the other side of this and receiving a plan and I see that number, I'm like, okay, great. At least they have an idea of where they can get to. Now we're probably going to be off like 20% up or 20% down. It doesn't matter, but the fact that it's there, now I know that the whole team on the other side is actually being driven to a goal, and it shows commitment. I would say that is probably a big thing that people can take away from here is like, think about like a number, and I'm sure you're not going to hold them to it extremely strictly, but at least it's there,
Aspirational, correct, yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's round this out with common mistakes partners should avoid.
Okay, I've got 3 of them. So number 1 is it's important to avoid calling Marketplace a channel partner. Marketplace doesn't train, enable, resell, install products, conduct assessments. All of that is among many of the roles and services that channel partners provide customers. And when ISVs carve out revenue through Marketplace and characterize it as part of their channel revenue, it can alienate existing channel partners or future ones and make it appear that there isn't an opportunity for them to work with you. Number 2, don't assume customers know you're ready and open on Marketplace. Make it obvious, tell them you've arrived through whatever communication mechanisms you have with your customers. There are many options and listings on Marketplace, and it's important that you educate your customers as well as your reps and channel partners. And number 3 is it takes work to build a Marketplace business. At AWS, we are motivated and have many resources to work with you. Our partner sales managers, account reps, PDMs, specialists, and many of our leaders. We're all in on Marketplace, and we want to partner with you to help you build a business with us.
Super. Well, that was a very informative session on just learning about the new things that you've got coming up, your point of view. Congrats again on this like big role. And just sharing your thoughts on like, hey, how can I take the best steps? But if there's one thing I took away from this is if I'm going to put a plan in place, I am definitely putting a revenue goal on it and sharing it so that we can get alignment on just like, hey, what number do we want to hit? I have a couple of slides to share. Mike, if you can bring them up, I think it'll be important for the audience. One thing to think about is, let's see. Okay, here you can see this, right? So as John was talking about, like, the CPO role, as the role became clear over the last 2 years, it became very clear that there was a cloud go-to-market team that was a dedicated team inside the CPO's organization, right? And I would say most of the tier one CPOs all have cloud go-to-market teams that are fully staffed, not just 1 or 2 person, but they're actually fully staffed. And we're about to hit 1,000 CPOs in the market, which totally means that this is a thing that the industry cares about. It's not just a partnership leaders thing. And transparently, we didn't come up with this. Microsoft and SAP came up with this, and then the industry has just taken it on. The other thing that I want to leave you all with is some of the best companies that have mature marketplace programs are on this ecosystem quadrant that we put together. And there's a link where you can download this. But lastly, I'll leave you all with, we hope to see you all next week. There's a number of folks from the AWS team that will be there, and historically they've shown up in numbers. And so, and I know just from looking at the reg that there's quite a few folks from AWS going to be attending, and thank you for sponsoring that event too. Just lastly, I'll share this with you, which are here are the content pillars that we're going to cover at the event. Outside of just the partner topics, we are going to cover business strategy, ecosystem strategy, AI platforms, and marketplaces, both if you want to build one or if you are going to go list on one as AWS. We're going to have sessions on all of these. So I think that was all for this session. We tried to pack a lot of amazing insights here. There's one question that I think we have 2 minutes to take. Allison, if you're cool with this. So the question is, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how to engage AWS sellers with net new co-sell opportunities. I often see AWS sellers more engaged with renewal conversation where there's less friction, but much of the value of co-sell is defined by new revenue generated.
Yeah, I'd love to answer this. So I don't know how many of you know this, but back in January 2024, we underwent an industry transformation on our sales team. We heard from our customers, they wanted us to really bring that industry knowledge, oil and gas, financial services, manufacturing, auto, all of that, right? And so our sales teams really underwent a whole transformation around that, and our the organization of the team aligned to industry. What I see many times in meetings across the street and in working with ISVs from our sales teams is the importance of working with them on industry customers. And so as I am working with ISVs on this particular question, it's really important that you do some propensity to buy modeling with your list versus our list, but get it down to the industry level. We have overlay sales teams for all of these industries that are eager to work with you. So it's really focusing specifically on certain industries where you have some customers, and you may not be industry segmented yourself, and that's okay. We can handle like the propensity to buy mapping and help you figure out where it aligns to our industries, but bringing those opportunities to our reps, they jump on it. They're always looking to drive that industry piece. And so that is one way that I've seen being able to get more of that net new opportunities that you're looking for there.
Super. Allison, I would say I've been telling people that like you're my almost BFF now, because my process is like meet person, intro, and do a few activities with them. So thanks so much for joining me in this session. I enjoyed it with you. Folks, for the next session, JJ is going to be joining the Salesforce team for a look inside their ever-evolving cloud go-to-market journey. And I know that is also another hot topic inside of the PL community, and like, what is Salesforce going to do next, and how do we take advantage of the massive Active Exchange program that's already in place? So thanks so much, Allison. I'll shoot it back over to you, Mike and team.